Assalamu alaikum guys. So today we will learn what is CORS. CORS stands for Cross-Origin Resource Sharing. It's basically a sharing a resource to another origin. CORS is only applied by the browsers, but it does not apply in any other requesting tool like Postman or CORS. Let's understand how CORS work. So let's say we have a client and a server. If you are requesting a resource within the client, then CORS would not apply and the browser would be able to request the client itself successfully, and the resource sharing would not have the policy of the CORS. But if you request to another server from the client, then our browser first send a pre-flight request to the server that asks the server whether this client is allowed to use the resources of the server or not. And the server sends back the response in the manner of either it allows the resource sharing or it does not allow. It configures the response headers, and if the response headers has the attribute allow origin, this origin, whatever our client origin is, then it allows the resource sharing, else it does not allow. So let's say our client has a domain www.abc.com. This means that the front end on the browser is loaded on this domain. And whenever the clients request the resources from the server, it first requests the pre-flight, and in the response, server tells that response headers has the attribute access allow origin, access control allow origin equal to this domain. So our server allows this domain, hence this our client would be able to access the resources, and then our client would make another request to send the actual resources, and then our server will respond back with the resources. But if our server does not have this attribute equal to the domain of the front end, then the browser in the client would not further request the server for the resources, and it would throw an error that CORS policy is applied and the server is not allowing the client to have the resources from the server. Now let's see how we can implement CORS policy in a node server. So to resolve the issue of the CORS in our app, one of the way is to install the CORS package that goes by name CORS itself. Once you have the CORS package installed, you can use it as a middleware. Now we have the very basic structure of our app that uses the Express, and then we have CORS that allows the origin localhost at port 3001, and we use this CORS as a middleware. And on the other hand, I have this very basic React app that requests on our server at localhost 3000, and this function is called whenever this button is clicked. So let's start both of the servers. So our backend server is running. Now head to frontend and just do npm run dev. We have both servers running. We are at the front end, and if we click here, it makes the request at our backend. Let's see. So now we are still experiencing the CORS related issue, and that is because our origin is localhost 5173, whereas we have assigned the origin as 3000. So we have to change it to 5173 so our front end can request this backend server. So let's stop the server and start again. Head back to our front end and then request again, and now we have our response. Now we have resolved the issue for our CORS using the CORS package. Let's stop our app and see how we can resolve the issue of the CORS without using the CORS package. We simply need to make a middleware that modifies the response headers and allow this origin. Let me show you how we can do it. So here's our very basic middleware that takes a function as an argument, and in this function we can modify our response headers that has the attribute access control allow origin to star. Usually we do not do star, so let's change it to our actual front-end port, that is 1573. By doing star, it allows every origin, and in the production we do not want every origin to access our backend. We only want our specified front-end servers to access our backends. So let's save it and start this again. And now if we request again, we can see that our request was successful and we got the response as expected. That's a wrap, guys. Thank you. Take care.